We're going to try and replicate a lot of the cocktails that we've enjoyed this year.
Okay.
We started the year on a cruise.
Yeah.
We were in the Bahamas in January, and we were drinking cocktails with Chris Jericho and other awesome wrestlers, and it was super, super fun.
Are you listening?
Oh, hi, I didn't see you there.
Well, I'm recording already.
Oh.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Binkowski Broadcast. I got my lovely friend Heather Padbury with me here today. How you doing, Heather? Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
This is... I know that the listeners are used to us doing a relationship corner, but this is more of a Christmas special. So, well, we might touch upon relationships. Who knows? Who knows where it takes us?
Christmas.
How are you?
As you can see, I'm feeling very festive. Very festive.
Yeah, lovely Christmas tree behind you.
Thank you.
And a Santa hat.
Joking about how there's no lights on the tree because I've used or one of them broke, but I don't know how to fix it. So there's this. Oh, I didn't show you this. This is on my broken snow globe.
Okay.
I'll show you this. So our friends bought us this for Christmas, and it's so lovely.
What's inside?
It's broken. There's a Christmas tree. Santa. He was skiing.
How did it break?
I don't know.
That's one of those drunken stories we're going to save for later.
Yeah, probably. I've got a star. I've got loads and loads of crap under my tree. It's going to be probably quite a boozy Christmas this year for us because this is the first year.
That's what Christmas is for, right?
Normally, look, so when I first started going to Chris's house for Christmas, it was like going into a new world of Christmas fun. So at my mum's house, it's very much like I was a kid there. So it would be getting up in the morning, all my brother and sister, they would be all excited at 5 a.m. And you know that when I left there, I was 18. So I would be spending Christmases there, probably up until the age of about 25 when I started going out with Chris.
Yeah.
And I would be going home. It would be this momentous occasion. We'd do, this is the tradition. So we'd get up, all the boys would come into my room, and my little sister would come on into my room. We'd have our stockings, all very exciting, up until the age of a 25-year-old woman. We'd open up our presents. We'd say that we wouldn't open our presents. We'd be like, no, we're not opening our stockings. But then we would slowly but surely open them up. Then we'd get ready, and we'd always dress up really fancy for the day. Then what we would do is we would all go downstairs. There'd be this big moment where we'd see the tree, and then whoever's little would get really excited because there's a tree and Father Christmas has been, and it's all very exciting. And then those of us that are older might have actually had to put presents under the tree the night before.
and whoever's little always gets the most and the biggest present as well, right? I mean, that's the usual. Yeah. That's the usual stuff.
There's definitely been some years where I've had the biggest present, but it's in one of the full food processor kits where you've got a blender and everything. And my sister's been like, "What have you got? Why have you got such a big present?" I am going to miss hanging out with him this year, but then it would be quite a fancy affair. So we'd have cooked breakfast whilst we're opening presents. We'd talk to family on the phone, call them up and say thank you for presents, all of that. And then we would do this ridiculous dinner where it's just constant food. And it's always the best food you can imagine. I know you're a chef, so you know good quality food. I've been a chef.
I know, I think or two.
Yeah, exactly. So my mum would always do some kind of starter. And then one year she did individual roast poussin for everyone. That was quite cool.
Ooh, that's very time consuming. But
really good.
Yeah, of course.
So it's the opposite with Chris's house. So we'd eat a lot of food, and we'd watch Christmas movies with my family, maybe play games. And then at Chris's house, it's Christmas Eve, you go out with your friends, you get drunk. Mm-hmm. You're hungover the next day. And it's great because we would go to the one in Oxford. Shout out the one. And we would have Christmas cocktails, which were so awesome. We're going to try and replicate some of them this year with our extensive amount of booze. And then we would go home in the morning. We would kind of get up when we're ready. We would all go downstairs in our pajamas. Annie would bring out these amazing like sacks that she's made, like full of like instead of a stocking, it's like an actual sack of presents, which I just never experienced before. We'd watch the dog open presents. And then she's probably like already done the majority of the cooking the day before.
Yeah.
So she just like brings the food out when it's done. It's just like easy. But we'd start drinking pretty much straight away. So
that's good.
She and I would like split a bottle of sherry with Chris's sister. And then we've already had that. Then it's more wine. Then it's like gin. And then we get like Monopoly out. And it's like intense.
Oh, I love Monopoly. Yeah.
So good. And I am really going to miss having a good old family game. Yeah. Dominoes as well. We play a lot of dominoes at home.
So by the time you have dinner, you're already like, 5 bottles in?
No, so dinner's like earlier. Or like by the time... Oh, yeah, no, we probably have... to drink. I try not to drink too much until I'm eating, so I get drunk really quickly. As you've been drunk with me. And I think that's probably what will happen this year. But it's not like normal for me to be drunk with my brothers and sister and with my parents because they're not drinkers.
Yeah.
They really drink. So my mum will have a glass and she'll be asleep. My dad will be asleep whether he's drinking or not. So that's so sweet.
That's interesting.
What about Christmas? What's it like?
So yeah, as you sort of describing the way Christmas looks in your house, in Chris's house, Polish sort of way of celebrating Christmas is somewhat similar, but what we do, we celebrate 3 days of Christmas, so the 24th, 25th, and 26th.
Yes.
You could argue that the 24th, so Christmas Eve, is the most important day, because what we do is you don't eat throughout the whole day until the supper or dinner.
Oh God!
So you essentially just all day you prepare the food for the main meal, which usually happens like 5-6 p.m.
Yeah.
On that day, on the 24th, we cannot eat meat, so we can only eat fish and other sort of vegetarian dishes. So obviously we make for Christmas things like, I don't know, sausages, ham, like different types of meat and stuff like that. But we don't eat it on the 24th. We eat it on the 25th and the 26th. Once all the food is ready and everything, once everyone is gathered at the table, you say a prayer. You then share. I forgot what it's called, but it's like that white thing that you get in the church.
Oh, yes. One of my friends gave me some for Christmas one year. And I
forgot what it's called.
Like the body of Christ, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. But like, I don't know if that's the government name, but let's go with that.
You eat Christ. Yum.
So we share that with everyone. You go up to everyone, you break a little piece, and you exchange Christmas wishes or Christmas Christmas wishes. So like, I say to you like, all the best. I hope your next year is even better and things like that. So we do that. Once everyone does that with everyone, we then sit down and eat. So we usually have like 2 different types of soups. And then all in all, the amount of dishes on the table has to be 12, or at least 12, because that's how many disciples were at the table with Jesus when they had the Last Supper.
Really Christian.
Yeah. Well, Poland is a very Christian country, so.
I went to a Catholic wedding in Poland.
Huh?
I went to a Catholic wedding in Poland.
There you go. Yeah, so I'm sure you've experienced it.
Really great to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's just tradition. Some people, a lot of people stick to it because it's just one day of the year. So why not? Once you finish the food, then everyone opens up the presents. So we open up the presents on the 24th. And then, then you just sort of hang out, drink, watch Christmas movies, talk, and things like that. And then one other tradition that there is that at midnight, you go to the church for the Christmas Mass.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like a little superstition or belief, or sort of a thing that ties into the whole Christmas tradition in Poland. I believe, I might be messing it up a little, but you go to the church for the Christmas Mass at midnight, because at midnight, that's when the animals start speaking with a human voice. Like,
oh.
Yeah. I don't know the exact story, but I believe that somehow ties into with the Bible and when Jesus was born. You go to the church, and you can't talk to the animals, essentially, something like that.
Because they won't talk in their human voice.
Yeah, because you could essentially communicate with them, properly talk to them. They would understand you, and you would understand them.
And they want to avoid that.
I believe so. Yes. I don't want to even attempt to explain it all, because I'll butcher the story. But there is a little thing like that tied into that.
My dog on Christmas Eve to try and have a conversation with him. Calling my son's dog. It's happening. I'm going to ring him up and be like...
He'll be like, "Where's my rubber duck?
Why didn't you trip me up that time?" That's so interesting. I didn't really know any of that. So I have Polish friends, and obviously I know about like Christmas Eve being the day, but I didn't know about no meat, and I didn't know the night would be so long. I feel like I would be so sleepy. I would be in bed.
Yeah, well, that's the tradition, at least. I think sort of every year, in a way, maybe less and less people, fully follow it. Because at the end of the day, really what it's about, rather than the tradition itself, it's more about just, spending time with the family and having a really sort of merry time.
Love getting married. So what's Christmas going to look like for you this year?
Christmas dinner or Christmas?
Christmas going to look like for you?
Okay, so it's pretty much going to be the same. Like here, I don't have the whole family like I did in Poland, because obviously in Poland there's my aunts, uncles, grandparents, and stuff like that. Here it's just going to be me and my parents, really, and probably Beth on the second day of Christmas. That's the Boxing Day, right?
Okay. So we thought we might do some actual boxing this Boxing Day, which should be quite fun. So if you and Beth are there, then maybe we'll do some virtual.
She trained boxing, so she knows her shit. Yeah.
Definitely knows more than I do. I've got boxing gloves here, but I shouldn't put them on.
Well, we can go for a walk or something if you want.
Did I tell you when we met Anthony Joshua? It was when we were in Vauxhall.
Okay.
Sidebar, not very Christmassy, but I was wearing a polo neck at the time. It was in Vauxhall at the handbag factory, and anyone who knows it knows that a few years ago there used to be no fence between the garden in the handbag factory and the garage, which was outside, which had a Greggs in the little garage station.
Yeah.
Anthony Joshua was in that garage station in the Greggs, we assume. Why not? And he was there, and I was with some work colleagues, and they saw him and they were like, "Are we going to go over?" And I was like, "No, I'm not going to go over." But eventually he came over to us, and I managed to get a photo with him. And Chris was such a huge fan. We eventually ended up going to see him fight in Wembley, but he was such a huge fan. His boxing gloves were literally about 50 feet away from me in the gym, which was on the same floor that I was on.
Yeah.
And I not only did I not go and get his boxing gloves for Anthony Joshua to sign, but I also didn't tell Chris that Anthony Joshua was there.
Oh,
But he put his arm around me, and I was like, cool. all right. He was gorgeous. And he was very sweet. He's just a normal man. And he was really lovely. He was like, look after yourselves. Keep doing what you're doing. He doesn't know what I do.
Yeah.
The
usual spiel.
Yeah, exactly. But Chris was always really mad at that I didn't do that. So
that sounds great. Yeah.
It was fun. It was Thomas who made us meet him. He was the one who was like, we've got to have to meet him. Yeah. So he'll tell you the rest of the story.
All right. Okay. So tell me, what is your ideal Christmas then? Do you have an ideal Christmas?
Oh, so in my ideal Christmas, I have a different house. So it's my house, and my house is huge. This is my plan. So this is what I want. So I'd like a place that's got a space, an open space where I can actually cater for the family. And it's my family and it's Chris's family all together. My grandparents as well, maybe even Chris's cousins and aunts and uncles. They all come over. I cook dinner for them. I'm really stressed because I'm cooking for like 20 people, but I love it. It's really fine. Yeah. Everyone's drunk. Mess everywhere, tinsel everywhere, glitter everywhere. Chris is DJing, pouring cocktails for everyone, making everyone laugh. And I just look over and I see everyone I love and they're happy.
That's good. That sounds lovely.
That's my dream, but that's not happened yet. But I get to see that. Normally it's like I get to see that in different households because I get to travel. I mean, the really shit thing this year is I'm not going to see my friends. So normally I try and go to Suffolk to go and see my friends from childhood who are all there. And this year it looks like I'm not going to be able to do it, which is really sucky because one of them just had a new baby. And I'm sure she could do with a drink and let her hair down.
Well, nothing's been normal this year for sure. So maybe at least Christmas will somewhat be, somewhat
be fun for people.
Normal, yeah, exactly. Especially since coronavirus won't be present for 3 days of Christmas, so that's really good.
I mean, it's all a proper shit, isn't it? Yeah, ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's so stupid. I'm supposed to have a work party at the weekend, and I'm like, hang on a minute. So if I go and have a work meeting with my work colleagues, who some of them I've never met because I started my job during furlough, during the lockdown, I'm allowed to do that inside up to 35 people, something ridiculous like that. Maskless, sit next to each other, all of that jazz.
Are you sure you want to go there? Because I don't know. Is that legal? Is that legal to do?
I'm not. No, that's not what we're doing. There aren't not going to be that many people there.
Okay.
No. When I was like researching what we could do, I was like, what can you do with your work people versus like non-work people?
Yeah.
But basically, the reason I'm annoyed about it is because for my Sundays, I was going to host Christmas at my house for some friends, and I was planning on doing it this coming Saturday. And obviously we're not going to be able to do that anymore. But what we can do instead is we can all we can go to a place that we can sit in the garden of, have a substantial meal, swap our presents.
A Scotch egg, yeah.
I love Scotch eggs. Any Scotch eggs is like. I might even do them for a Christmas starter.
There you go. Scotch eggs are great.
I've got like 60 pigs in blankets.
There you go. That's a substantial meal. Everyone has one. 60 people sort it.
I don't like them.
Oh, okay.
Chris loves them. So he's having a platter of eggs and blankets.
Of course he does.
Blankets. I'm having like mashed Swede, which I love. So you get Swede, cauliflower cheese. I'm having that as well. I'll do Yorkshire puddings. He's insisting on ham and turkey, which I wouldn't normally cook.
Okay.
I would do like something else. Because I can
your Christmas sounds very American. Like, like the type of Christmas you see in American movies, like those typical Christmas movies.
Oh, I love. They're so shit, aren't they? I've been watching so many of them.
Oh, I love them. What's your favorite?
I like The Night Before Christmas with Vanessa Hudgens.
Okay.
There's like a time traveling night. It's awful. It's so good.
I love Home Alone. I love Home Alone.
But that's not a shit Christmas movie.
I'm not saying it's shit. I love it. It's great.
All right. It's my favorite is Home Alone 2. Okay. I like the Tim Curry character in it, but he's like, I love you.
Oh yeah. That's the. But you're talking about the second one, the sequel, right? The one in New York. They're both great. Like Joe Pesci is just. I love him.
Oh. What can't he do?
I don't know. He's amazing.
You know, we might watch The Godfather at Christmas this year. Slightly.
Watch The Irishman.
Well, I still haven't seen The Irishman.
Exactly.
But I'm like, I need to watch The Irishman. I'm like, I need to see The Godfather.
Okay.
I need to kind of, I don't know, maybe I should do Irishman first.
It's longer for sure.
Fair. Is it?
It's like 3.5 hours.
All right. Well, I'll be so drunk, I'll be asleep throughout my. Right. I was drinking my cocktails earlier on. So we've got, I for Chris's birthday took him out for cocktails.
Yeah.
And we had this one cocktail at a bar in Brixton called, I think, Bar 42. I can actually tell you exactly where it was.
Okay.
This is the nicest cocktail, the nicest whiskey cocktail I've ever had.
Okay. No, what was the name of the cocktail?
I'm going to tell you because you'll love it. So it was... It was called the Cheeky Monkey.
I've heard of it. Okay.
It's actually a place called 384 in Brixton.
Yeah.
It's milk-washed monkey shoulder, infused with nectarine, clove, and vanilla pods. So I've got nectarine, clove, and vanilla pods, and I'm going to try and milk wash some whiskey, and we'll see.
Sounds very nice.
It was just so tasty. We had to have two because we were supposed to only have one cocktail in each place.
Yeah.
We're going to try and replicate a lot of the cocktails that we've enjoyed this year.
Okay.
We started the year on a cruise.
Yeah.
We were in the Bahamas in January, and we were drinking cocktails with Chris Jericho and other awesome wrestlers, and it was super, super fun. So we're going to try and recreate some of these wrestling cocktails that we had. So our Christmas is going to be totally non-Christmassy this year. It's not going to be my dream Christmas because it's going to be my small family. It's going to just be me and Chris.
But that's good as well, right? Just you
want to see something awesome?
Huh?
Show you, and I'll show our listeners something really fun.
Okay, go on.
Wait for it.
I am.
This.
Oh shit, that's a big sock.
This is a big sock. You know what they say about men with big socks, right?
Of course.
So in here are the prizes for a game that we're going to play.
Nice.
Play like loads of board games.
Yeah.
Connect Ball, Battleship, Dominoes, stuff you can play with two people.
Yeah.
And whoever is the winner gets to like delve their hand into the bag and pull out a treat.
Oh, that's great. I love that. That's so good.
Isn't it? It's cheaper that way. And like Chris loves sweets. So
yeah, but it's great. It's such a cool idea. I've never I know that I don't know, is it fair for me to say in Britain it's quite popular to play like family games and whether it's board game or playing a family game during Christmas. We don't really do that in Poland. We sing Christmas carols, we watch Christmas movies and are together, but we don't really play video games. We don't really play board games, which sounds really good. Like it really brings you together.
Are you competitive?
Of course. Very. Very.
So I'm not very competitive.
Okay.
Unless I'm playing a board game. Then everything changes. You've played Two Brooms in a Room with me before. So have we?
I don't remember. I might have been really drunk.
We used to play when we had our old flat. I think we probably played it more often. I'm sure Ralph was there one time when we played it. Okay. Adam's definitely, he's always the ringmaster of whenever we play these games.
Yeah.
So I opened up our Connect 4 the other day and I saw like an old Two Brooms in a Room, like the cards that he like cut out. to play the game. I kept that in there for some reason, which is really sweet. So, but we can't play that by ourselves. There's only 2 of us, so it doesn't make. We can't do that. The games they're just such a great way to just get rid of your frustrations, like whatever's been pissing you off in the day. Like, oh, I overcooked the turkey. That will inevitably be my stress of the day.
Yeah.
I've just got a crown to do.
Yeah.
Because that would be easier to do.
Yeah.
He doesn't like it on the bone anyway. So, and then I'm doing a ham. I've legit never made ham.
Honey glazed?
Well, my mother-in-law said boil it, and I like hers. So that's what I'm thinking I will do.
Okay.
And it's unsmoked. The one I've got is unsmoked.
Okay.
But I've also seen people do fun things with like pineapples and little cherries and just make it look ridiculous so that when you're eating it, you're like, oh, it's pretty. It doesn't matter what I do with it. And just like a fucking shitload of roast potatoes, man. It's just going to be loads of roast potatoes. And then in January, Chris is going to go on the potato diet again. You know, like how sometimes he just only eats potatoes.
Potato diet?
Yeah. Have you heard of that?
Never.
Oh, it made me sick the last time I did it, but it really works for him. So it's something that famed magician Penn Jillette recommended. Mm-hmm. And he's obviously an icon and a man that we love in our house. So it really helped him to just settle into eating less calories, eating one substantial type of ingredient that gave you pretty much everything you needed in terms of vitamins in a day. You just drink water.
Yeah.
You eat potatoes that retain their moisture. So baked, or you can mash them, just not adding any butter or anything like that. You can spice them. Spices are fine, herbs are fine, but nothing with dairy or no oil or anything to cook them in.
Interesting.
I did this for about 2 days and I was just like scratching at the walls for some chocolate or something to make me feel good. It didn't suit my body. Mm-hmm. But every time Chris does it, he's totally fine. He loses loads of weight. He's always really happy. Feels really accomplished.
Well, he doesn't really care what he eats, right? So it's like perfect for him.
Oh, I think he probably does more than you think. Like he'll eat whatever, but he doesn't want to eat like stupid portions. But saying that, he is the man that's going to have a platter of pigs and blankets.
Exactly.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Christmas is the time to indulge and just to love yourself.
Christmas is it's all about spending time with your family, enjoying yourself, and just sort of relaxing after the whole year of work and the rat race and everything.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to give myself a proper break soon.
That's good.
Because I got a new job in July, as you know.
Yeah.
And I didn't work for a while before that. And this job has been so life-changing for me. I can work fully flexibly. I love the people I work with. Not to say that I didn't love working with you, but it's just so cool, this new job. And my plan is to take a proper break over the Christmas holidays where I'm not on a skeleton staff, or I'm kind of like to my own time, and just really work on just enjoying myself and seeing as many people as possible if I can.
Absolutely.
Like if I can walk and meet people, I'll do that. I'm going to be trying to avoid town because town is really busy at the moment.
Town, like the city centre.
Yeah, I wouldn't go there if I were you. They've got a new Next outlet though. I
saw, but it's basically Debenhams changed into Netflix, changed into Next.
Do you know what? I bought so much shit from there the other day. I was like, so something's happened. I'm basically like, oh, it's Christmas, so I should be buying presents for people. And then what keeps happening is that I'm like, oh, but I'll just get this for me, and then I'll wrap it up, and Chris can give me that for Christmas. He hasn't bought me any presents. And I've only really bought him 2.
Okay.
I bought myself about 5 to give me from him.
Well, you got to treat yourself, right? First and foremost.
Yeah. What are you getting for that?
I'm not going to say on it. I'm not. Yeah, it's probably going to air like next week or something. I'm not going to say it on this podcast.
Well, hopefully it's really special, right?
Of course it is. Of course it is. But I'll tell you when we see each other over Christmas or during that period.
I'm hoping for something very sparkly this year.
For yourself?
Every year. Not that I've bought for myself, but Chris.
No, I know what you're talking. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. I mean, Christmas miracles are possible, so who knows?
Do you know what? If he can get me a house, I think that'll do. Like we're in that point where we're like looking at mortgages, and it's all quite depressing. So I think we'll let it go for a bit and just enjoy ourselves and not worry about doing anything too committy for Christmas, because people do that, don't they? People think. Like, I always joke, oh, I want him to propose to me. I say it all the time. It's become like quite a silly thing. You know that I don't care. I think when it comes to Christmas and big events like this, women are like super, well, he needs to do it now because a big event is coming up. So
yeah,
I feel that pressure. I feel that pressure to worry about those things. Some people get like dogs for Christmas.
Yeah. Well, Heather, from me to you, My wish for you this Christmas is I hope that it happens for you.
Oh, thank you, Simon. Maybe it'll come true now. You've given me your wish. Did you have a bit of Jesus whilst you were making your wish or not?
Did I have what?
Did you have a bit of Jesus when you were doing your wish? Isn't that what you're supposed to do?
I've had a lot of Jesus today for sure.
I've had a lot of something today.
There you go. All right, thank you, Heather. Thank you for doing this Christmas special with me, and I really enjoyed it as always, and I hope our listeners enjoyed it as well. And all I can say is I hope you all have a Merry Christmas and a great New Year. Thank you for listening to Binkowski Broadcast. That's since it started this year, and it's been a great journey so far. I wish you all a Merry Christmas. I hope you have a very Merry Christmas and a great New Year, and too many more.
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.